What's going on, people? It's your boy Travis, Horror Movies Uncut, and we are back. Episode number 51, Submissions and Slashers podcast. How you guys doing on this lovely Tuesday afternoon, January 23rd? I hope wherever you are safe. You're not dealing with too much ice, too much coldness, too much of this winter weather. If you're up in New Hampshire, you might be standing outside right now, getting ready to do some picking of some people. Hope you guys are all bundled up because it is cold everywhere. But of course, we need to jump in and make sure you guys know all the news, updates, and more from the independent genre industry. And we got some stuff for you guys today on episode number 51. First and foremost, as we always need to do, we need to tell you guys where to find us at HMU. NCUT, that's Horror Movies Uncut, the illustrious family, where you could go to our website, read, and get updates every single day of things going on in the independent movie genre. You got everything from sci-fi to fantasy to action, so you got all types of stuff that you can see on the website, and then that, of course, is followed by what you're listening or watching right now, which is the Submissions and Slashers podcast. And you can find that, of course, on YouTube and Spotify. All right, so as my Middlesbrough boys are getting their butts kicked by Chelsea right now, we're going to dig in and talk about what's on episode number 51 of the Submissions and Slashers podcast. On today's episode, we got a review for that sci-fi thriller we've been talking about for the last few weeks, I.S.S. Also, we'll talk about what's in store in 2024 for HMU and Submissions and Slashers. Weird news of last week. You know we got something going on, and this time it's going to be a nice little smelly story. Big budget action thriller to see this week returns. Indie film shout out from Below the Grave is here. And yes, we will be talking about what the hell is streaming next week. So it's going to be a short episode, but we got a lot to jam in. So don't you go anywhere. Make sure you hit all those follows and likes. Submissions and Slashers, episode 51. Here we go, people. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, people, welcome back. Submissions and Slashers, episode 51. As always, please follow us at HMU NCUT. It is a busy start to 2024. As expected, we are just now starting to get a couple updates on movie festivals and some things that are coming to movie festivals, and we'll dig into that in the next part. Here, we are going to be talking about the new sci-fi feature from Gabriella Cowperthwaite. Written by Nick Shafir. This is I.S.S, International Space Station, which is the film that hit limited theaters and on demand this past weekend. So, of course, I got a chance to see this early in the week. I think I watched it Tuesday. Almost went and saw it in theaters too, but with weather and things like that, it almost kind of lucked out that I had a couple screeners sent to me, because it's a movie that would have played very well in theaters, but it wasn't terrible that I watched it at home. If you don't know what this film follows, you've probably seen a couple trailers and whatnot for it. It's a space satellite station that has some cosmonauts from Russia and some astronauts from the USA kind of working together as a team and separately on the space station, dealing with, research, science. They're trying to cure diseases up here. I don't know if it's like you should be curing diseases up there. Isn't that how the thing started in a way? But it's not your typical sci-fi alien invasion, taking over the ship, mind control kind of stuff that you're used to. This is kind of exactly what we're seeing in the horror films going on in the ground, and the thriller films going on the land, and even in the sea, depending on what films you're watching. It's the human on human, right? It's that interaction that, it's so fitting for where we are right now. I know you guys heard me make the joke in the last segment about New Hampshire, but it's kind of like where we are right now, where you really have people starting to kind of pick and choose sides, and they're really wondering which side is right for them and if it's the one that they should be on. But the smart thing about this movie ISS is actually what gets the film in trouble, and it's the fact that they are a bunch of scientists and they are, you know, kind of supposed to be better than this. They're supposed to be better than, the war that is initiated underneath them on the surface. And even though they're both getting these signals sent to them that they must take over the satellite, there is some hope that you have as the viewer that they might possibly be able to work together. But as you see from the trailer, even that's not happening. Okay. And that's why it becomes a thriller. Now, the cast is fantastic. Ariana, Chris, John Gallagher, I think kind of steals the film a little bit. Even our Soviet cosmonaut cast does a great job. Costa, Pilu, Masha, everybody in the movie is great because they really dig into the believable side that they could possibly be better than what's going on below. And kind of one of the downfalls is that they're not, they are just human, no matter how smart they are, no matter what's at stake. When it's time for you to get your call, are you going to step up to the call, or, are you going to maybe hold on to your previous notions? And I think why stuff like that's scary, because when it comes to politics, when it comes to decisions that people make in life, sometimes it also happens that way. Like, it might be someone, a candidate or a person that you may not agree with, that people who you love and hold dear to your heart may start to follow or start to look at. And sometimes you have to read, between the tea leaves and see that these people are just really good at what they do, but man, we are still humans. We are still as primal as we can be. And regardless of if we can do a Rubik's Cube in 10 seconds or fly a spaceship or, smell poop, or listen to a great song and drink a bottle of some fantastic vodka, which I'm super jealous because you know where that's coming from, right? We can still run into these problems because it is humans at the end of the day. We are the Pandora's box. It's not women. It's not men. It's just human existence, period. So it's a very well done movie. It looks great. There's a lot of people that are like, oh man, this movie's very, very good for a low independent film. They is kind of in space. You know what I'm saying? You can set up some shit in one room and not really have to go anywhere else. Think about that, but it does look fantastic. And I like the flow of the movie. The song that you hear through the trailer is very important to the film, and it's a great song, so it works. ISS or ISS, yeah, ISS. Don't let me add another S to it. Is for sure worth the watch. We gave it 3 out of 5 at Horror Movies Uncut, which definitely means check it out. It's not, don't go into this thinking it's going to be some over the top blown crazy sci-fi epic. This is some straightforward nerds being put in a position. Okay, so we're going to jump right back, talk about what we're going to be jumping into here in 2024 HMU. We got a couple ideas, couple things. Love to tell you guys about it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Submissions and Slashers. All right, welcome back. Submissions and Slashers, episode number 51. What's in store in 2024 for HMU, right? Submissions and Slashers, home is Horror Movies Uncut. This January marks next week. We will actually be turning a lovely 15 years old with Horror Movies Uncut, man. I'm super excited that we're still rolling. I love the fact that I took a break, a very needed break of just finding this other world that I've jumped into and making sure that I was on par with what I needed to before I came back in there. I had to make money is the main thing. And I'm glad that I was welcomed back to the indie film, indie genre film families, like with open arms. All my amazing PR people that I've been with, for the past 15 years, from the RL Entertainments to the Fonz PRs and the Justin Cooks and everybody of the world. And now all my new great peoples like the Staley Sharps and the Deanna Ramirez's and, the Leaf like it's great. I love seeing, the Rob Shears and names and all these wonderful names, and still seeing Brandy and Ryan and Caroline and so many great people that I've been getting just access to all these fantastic films, and even music with Tom and the boys, and George and the boys out there sending me all that weird EDM industrial music that we need to get back to posting. Thank you. Like big time. 2024 HMU, man, the website is just gonna start expanding. We're gonna start designing some shirts and some merch, putting a store up on there. I got a lot of ignorant stuff that I'm ready to start making for you guys to buy. We will be doing a combination of coverage involving various paranormal investigations that I'm going to team up with some people on. Remote coverage, of course, from festivals like we normally do. We're going to be revving that up. The interviews are going to be coming back. We're going to be changing up a little bit of the layout stuff on the podcast, looking for some different spaces and things to do, different guests locally and stuff to bring into the mix. And then we're working on a movie, man. We're finally working on a movie, and I'm not really going to give too many details. I've already contacted, what I will say, the young lady that I want to star in the film. And she's 100% in. And I had to ask her husband because, I don't know what role he's going to play in the film, but he can get fucked up by somebody in the film. So I need to make sure he was good too. And plus, they are very busy people with a whole nother world of a schedule. So I had to put that bug in her ear before the end of 2023, which I was able to do right around Thanksgiving. And the overall goal is, once we are dipping into spring, to start location scouting, and then before it gets excruciating outside, hopefully start shooting. I do need it to be somewhat hot outside though, because it does kind of play into what we're working on. Because it's so embedded in my hometown of St. Louis, and there is nothing like a St. Louis summer, and there's all types of shit that can be happening during St. Louis summers. You know what I mean? So during any types of summers. So I can't wait to keep poking you guys in the next couple months. But as things pop up, man, you guys will be the first to know as long as you follow. So make sure you do that. All right. Weird news of last week. So there's a couple zoos out there, and this is not just going on in like weird parts of the world. Like, this is going on in, let's see, you might think Madagascar, but this is going on in San Antonio. This is going on in Philadelphia. This is going on in all these zoos. Okay. So first off, there's zoos in New York and Texas, and then also in other parts of the world like Madagascar, that for Valentine's Day, they're offering the chance to name one of these like giant ass like cockroaches. So, and I'm sorry, they're not in Madagascar. What this is the Madagascar hissing cockroach. Doesn't that sound fucking terrifying? Like, could you imagine if you went to like the movie store? Remember we used to go to movie stores and red boxes and shit? Remember we used to do shit like that? But imagine you sitting at the crib and your kid pulls up Paramount Plus. It's like, oh my God, Dad, new movie to watch. The new Madagascar. Oh, for real? What is it about? It's like the hissing cockroach. What? Excuse me? So, and look, man, I know people are probably lining up to do this. The Bronx Zoo they have a little romantic bundle for you where not only do you get to name the cockroaches, but you get little like roach socks and little stuff like toy roaches. Oh, and you also get a virtual roach encounter with your, name adopted roach? Yeah, man, this is going on. This is real. Okay. So if things can't get even funnier, one of the San Antonio Zoo also for Valentine's Day has a special candle that is available limited time only. And this candle is a candle that smells like the poop from a rhino or a hippo. So the candles are made by Stinky Candle Company, and they are specifically made to smell like the shit droppings from the hippo at the San Antonio Zoo, which is, his name is Timothy. So, Timmy Turner. You know what I mean? If you want to, go get your stinky candle for Valentine's Day. I need people to hit me up with TikTok videos and Instagram videos of every dumbass dude who even attempts to do this shit as a Valentine's Day gift. So I can see your lady or significant other, whoever they might be, he, she, they, their, everything, smack the motherfucking shit out of your ass for giving you these candles. So, all right, let me jump back out of here, man. Come back. We're going to come right back. Like I told you, very, very short episode. We just need to give you guys what you need to know. We already got the review. We got the weird news of the week out the way, right? I sound like Kevin from Home Alone with all that. We did this. So now we're going to come back. We're going to talk about big action budget film. We're going to talk about what the hell is streaming next week, and if my tablet and all that other shit continues to work. We will also wrap up the show talking about our indie film shout out from Below the Grave. So we will wrap it up with those three things. Don't you go nowhere. We will be right back. Submissions and Slashers podcast, episode number 51, baby. We get in, we get out. That's what she said. All right, people. Episode 51, Submissions and Slashers podcast. I think my Chelsea boys are probably getting scored on like 50 more times. I think hopefully they're at halftime. I think it's just 4-0. I don't know. It got ugly very, very fast. And I think they might be at halftime right now, which is probably the only saving grace. So hopefully my boys just get back on the bus and drive back to T-side and call it a day. Okay. So, it's been a while since we talked about a big budget action thriller to see. I still have not seen The Beekeeper. The Book of Clarence, I didn't get a chance to see either. The bad weather's been causing like school cancellations and weird schedule changes and stuff. So getting out to the movies hasn't been great in the last couple weeks, but there has been some stuff that's been kind of falling under the radar that I think should get some love and attention. One of them actually comes out this Friday in limited theaters, and you'll be able to get to see this on demand too. American Star is the film, and it looks like it's a more of a slow burning thriller, but I really like the premise and I really enjoyed the trailer. Nacho Ferna is the filmmaker behind the movie. It stars Ian McShane, Thomas Kretschmann, and it involves this assassin kind of old time guy. And it's great because, seeing Ian playing an assassin after seeing him in like all the John Wick movies and stuff as of recently, it's kind of great to see him kind of on the other side of the gun. He's got like one last assignment to kill somebody. The target gets delayed and he ends up on this like little remote town with this very like weird, obscure group of people who live there that kind of take him in, and he kind of gets in, kind of falls in the trance with these people. He's really into them. And then there's this shipwreck that's not too far off from where they are that kind of starts to speak to him in a way, so there's all these weird little experiences that's going on, even though there's still kind of this looming thing of this job that he must finish, his last assassination job. So I really looked at it a couple times because it felt more like a drama, but then as you kind of see the layers that are being developed in the trailer, it really kind of has more going on to this film that I think really kind of fits overall genre mode that I think people can dig into. And it's not something that I've heard a lot from, but I got a feeling that it's probably pretty well done because they do have a really great cast of people in the movie. But you never know until you know, right? So I think you guys, if you're looking for something a little outside of the ordinary, you don't want to deal with any superheroes or monsters or anything like that, I would say check out American Star. This looks like the movie to see, and I'm for sure going to be checking it out this week also. So hopefully I'll have some time to give you guys my thoughts on it. Right. Speaking of, as we continuously wrap this down, so we got Sundance going on. And one of the things going on at Sundance is you have a lot of films that are starting to kind of like make their mark, and they're getting like a lot of pub because Sundance always just has well, what's that one film with all those people in there that we know, but we don't know why they're in this film, and is it really an independent film, and then somehow ends up being a big budgeted film? I mean, we know how Sundance goes by now, right? There's always a gem in Sundance. But there's always a couple things that you kind of see start off as a little gem, but then end up being like Little Miss Sunshine or Donnie Darko or trying to think of Juno or something like that. So you'll hold on for a second. I thought I had that loaded up. And for some reason, you know what? I'm just going to have to do it off of this one because it's on the other email. Okay. So what we got going on is there's a world premiere, and there's this quirky young lady by the name of Kate Jean Hollowell that is like, I mean, I don't know how you guys want to get down. Part singer, filmmaker, writer, dancer, comedian. Like, I mean, this young lady does every goddamn thing underneath the sun. And she's made a couple shorts that have really kind of hit a lot of levels and have really sparked a lot of buzz around her. And, it seems like she's kind of content with these guys being shorts for a while. So she's got another short, and it's going to be coming to Sundance, and it's called Say Hi Until You Die. And Say Hi After You Die is this weird little short porta potty experience that we posted about on Horror Movies Uncut, and it is our indie film shout out from Below the Grave this week. Now, this thing is going to be getting a splashing world premiere, and that is all going down. That was this past weekend for the world premiere. And then the rest of the screenings, the rest of the public screenings, you had one yesterday, and then the rest of them are going to be the 25th, 27th, and the 28th. So if you're at Sundance and you are a fan of Horror Movies Uncut, which, funny story, a buddy of mine, big skiing buddy of mine, was at Sundance one time, hanging out with a bunch of people. Now, he wasn't at Sundance, he was just up in Park City skiing, and he ran into some people, and he's like, oh yeah, my buddy runs a website, he's all into horror movies and blah blah blah. And they were like, well, what's it called? And it was Horror Movies Uncut. And he was like, oh yeah, they heard of it. And they actually pulled it up on their phone. They were people that followed the website, and it was like probably one of the best stories ever at that time in my life. So always amped to be able to talk about some stuff from Sundance. But like I said, this world premiere already happened, but they got 3 more public screenings starting in the next 2 days. There's one on the 25th, noon, Redstone, one on the 27th, 4, Megaplex, and then one on the 28th at 1:30 at the Holiday Village Cinema. And this is a short, okay? And it's about a young lady whose best friend passes away, and she thinks is reincarnated as a porta potty, and this porta potty is magical. If you would like some more information, hop on Horror Movies Uncut. check out our website and you will see a trailer. And on the trailer, there is like a meet the director that was given to us by another one of our fabulous PR people. That's Caitlin Hughes and crew. So we appreciate all you guys. Okay. You know, another thing that we appreciate is what the hell is streaming next week.
Like hell I am. You're the one who told me to rent from Morgan's. Now get the hell off my property, you son of a bitch. And if I ever see that damn dog of yours peeing on my yard again, I'm gonna shoot both of you.
So we talked about Project Dorothy. That actually is today if you would like to see that on DVD. So if you're one of those people out there that still does rock the red boxes and stuff like that, Project Dorothy's out there. You can hop on that right now. So that means they're probably selling that at Walmart and stuff too. Go get some money for Danielle Harris, please. Okay? And I got some friends, my boy Justin Cook and them, or they've been doing some media stuff on that, so hopefully that gives them money too. So go watch that. This Friday, The Seating, we talked about this in the last episode. I actually have that movie right now, just to sound like a horror snob for a couple seconds. So I will be watching that, probably not tonight, probably tomorrow though. And I'm looking forward to that. Thanksgiving is going to be out next week, just to give you guys a reminder, so don't forget about that. But Project Dorothy and The Seating, that's what's finishing up this week. Thanksgiving is on DVD next week, and on VOD, Departing Seniors is Friday. So not a lot, but you know, hey, that's what's streaming. And next week, next show, we are gonna give you guys a review for that film, The Seating. We're gonna give a couple more Sundance updates as they wind down, and then talk a little bit more about news that you need to know from the independent film industry. Once again, folks, we appreciate you. Travis Horror Movies Uncut, Submissions and Slashers, episode 51. We are out. We are gone. Hit all them subscribes, likes, follow us at HMUNCUT.